Downing Street has responded to claims a senior advisor made a second trip in an apparent breach of lockdown rules. The Prime Minister's top aide, Dominic Cummings, was questioned by police over travelling 400 kilometres to his parents' home while displaying coronavirus symptoms. Local reports allege Mr Cummings was spotted out a second time defying lockdown rules. Downing Street has dismissed stories as inaccurate, saying it will not waste its time answering false allegations. A number of senior members of Parliament, including Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Health Secretary Matt Hancock, have defended Mr Cummings' actions despite calls for his resignation.
In Durham Cathedral lies the body of the hermit St Cuthbert, the area's most famous self-isolator, until now. As the virus spiked in London, this is where Dominic Cummings brought his family. People here undecided if he behaved responsibly.
Outraged. How can he expect, everyone else to follow government rules when he doesn't himself?
I think there are bigger issues to worry about, to be perfectly honest.
So what did Dominic Cummings do? On Monday, the 23rd of March, lockdown began. By the end of the week, Boris Johnson tested positive for COVID. That weekend, Mr Cummings also developed symptoms and was isolating. But days later, Durham police received reports Mr Cummings was in the area, and a neighbour later reportedly saw him outside his parents' home in Durham. Since the start, we've been repeatedly reminded of the rules.
This advice is not a request. It is an instruction.
Children should not be left with older grandparents or older relatives who may be particularly vulnerable.
But did Dominic Cummings break the rules? The law from lockdown states no one may leave the place where they are living without reasonable excuse. Guidance for people self-isolating with symptoms says do not leave your home for any reason. If you need food or medicine, order it online or by phone or ask someone to deliver it to your home. But the guidelines explain if you've children, not all these measures will be possible.
I think one reading of the regulations would be no, he has not broken the law. But certainly when you look at the spirit of the guidance, and the trouble is that guidance has been expressed in different ways. There is various documentation on government websites. Some of that contradicts itself. Ministers themselves have given different interpretations when they've been asked to explain it.
Other high-profile figures have been caught breaching lockdown. Scotland's Chief Medical Officer Dr Catherine Calderwood stepped down after visiting her second home. And scientific advisor Professor Neil Ferguson resigned over rendezvous with his lover. The fear is, if those making the rules defy them, public trust and adherence might slip. And that's a worry if we're to avoid a second peak. Laura Bundock, Sky News.